But what if one of the two parties has a right to cancel the agreement? This kind of bond is not called as a term bond. Rather, it is called callable or puttable bond. Callable means regaining the bond. Who can regain the bond? That's the issuer, or is calling back the bond from where it is sold. This signifies that the right is exercised by the issuer. So in the agreement from the start, they will agree that the issuer has a right to cancel the agreement if he wants to. Probably this right might be exercised when the issuer is not happy on the interest he pays on for the holder. And from the previous scenario, this will happen when the interest rate falls, the market interest rate falls, because the holders, the issuer wants to redeem the bond or buy the bond he sold before and gets his bond back to sell for other bondholder or for other investor at 5% rather than paying this 8% for this original bondholder. So the issuer can give the money he borrowed and take his bond back after or beyond a specific predetermined date before a maturity. So this is mostly exercised when the market interest rate falls, as we have discussed, but he is paying, or the issuer is paying, additional interest, in this case which is 3%, due to his previous bond contract agreement. And the specific predetermined price, the price of calling back, will be determined from the start in the bond agreement. So if the issuer wants to cancel, he should pay something, but he has the right to cancel the agreement, unlike the term bonds. The puttable bond, so redeemable means regaining your bond back from the issuer perspective. The other one is a puttable bond. This time the holder has the right to return, or you can think of it in this way. Returning the bond is putting back the bond from where you took from or bought. When you see from the holder's perspective, if you are a holder, you took the bond and put it back to the issuer. In puttable bond, the holder has the right to return or put the bond and take his money back beyond the specified dates or maturity. This will be exercised by the holder when the market interest rate is up or down. When the market interest rate increases, because the holder is receiving 8% at this point from the issuer in a fixed income bond that is paid or that is fixed on the coupon interest rate at the start. This 8% not sufficient enough when compared with 10% that others issuers are paying in the market for their bondholder. So the holder wants to return back put back the bond to the issuer and buy another security or another bond in the market to get 10% return rather than continuing to get 8% from this issuer. This option is mostly exercised by the holder when the market interest rates increases. So now you are ready to understand this call risk. Suppose you own a bond that pays 6% interest, but the issuer decided to call the bond and repay you early when the interest rate has dropped to 4%. As we have said, when the market interest rate drops, the issuer exercises power. This forces you to reinvest the money at the low rates in the market at 4% rather than receiving. If it is term bond, you will continue to receive 6% from the issuer, whether the issuer is happy or not. But in the callable bond, if he cancels the agreement and the market is paying lesser than what the coupon interest rate states or the issuer pays you, this means you will reinvest back to the market, and that market pays you a lower interest rate from the original. This is a call risk that reduces your income compared with the previous that you are getting from the issuer. This is unsystematic risk because this is firm specific or individual company specific, because you can buy and avoid this risk by using term bonds rather than callable bonds. You deliberately took the risk and give the issuer the right to cancel your agreement. This is unsystematic risk. That's why we classify as unsystematic risk. This might also affect bankers as one investors, as one institutional investor. So the risks that we have been talking are not only linked to the banking industry, but they might also affect other institutions.